King of the Roads returns for its 5th season in 2025. A sport like no other, motorcycle road racing is a spectacle that has to be seen to be believed. And new for 2025, access live road racing wherever you are with King of the Roads Live. Head to kingoftheroads.tv to purchase your live pass for plenty of moments just like this.
Just over a second covering the top 3 now. Oh my goodness, there's elbows bashing and he just holds off Dixon.
Look at the start that Todd's got, Steve. He is off the line like a rocket.
Oh, and it's going to be, it is Dunlop who goes through at Iron Gate.
Oh, Dean Harrison up on the curb. Side by side. Just what he wanted.
Oh, would you look at that? How close do you like it? Oh, look at that.
Oh, and he's made it through.
Extremely brave.
What a way to spend your week here in Northern Ireland.
For 2025, the King of the Roads has been expanded to 9 events across the United Kingdom, Finland and Macau, with over 20 races in the 7-month campaign. And it all starts this weekend with the oldest event on the calendar, the Cookstown 100, with its jumps and sharp 90-degree corners. 2 weeks later, we head to the Causeway Coast for the International Northwest 200 in early May. From there, riders race for the shallow hills of County Armagh and Northern Ireland's version of the TT, the returning Tandragee 100 at the end of June. July is prime time for road racing fans, with 4 events across 4 countries. The month kicks off with the Imatra road races in Finland, closely followed by the Southern 100 in the Isle of Man, an event that always puts on a spectacle. And then the Aberdare Park road races in Wales, a short fast-paced circuit around a glorious Victorian park. Riders end a busy month by heading to the Armoy road races in Northern Ireland, the race of legends where the Armoy Armada was born. And we're thrilled to be returning to the Oliver's Mount Gold Cup from Scarborough in September. And we end the year in the Far East with the Macau Grand Prix in mid-November, where the King of the Roads champion will be crowned. We're certainly in for an exciting and action-packed year, and remember, it can be seen live on kingoftheroads.tv. So, let's preview the 2025 King of the Roads campaign. We'll sit down with Peter Hickman to get the latest on road racing's newest team, 810 Racing. Plus, we find out what it takes for a newcomer to learn the Northwest 200 with Glenn Irwin and Steve Plater. And we'll end the show by soaking in the sun in Spain with the Navarra BSB test. There's all that and much, much more to look forward to, but first.
Davey Todd then, neat, tidy and unfazed. The checker flag is out, takes that win. Come on!
2024 was the 4th season of the King of the Roads, and with 4 wins and 8 podium appearances, Davey Todd was the King of the Roads champion for a second time. We went cycling with Davey in Spain to recap his championship winning season.
There's so many things I do for preparing for racing superbikes and preparing for the season. I love my cycling, and especially in the sunshine, there's nothing better. I do a bit of gym work and that's necessary, but I prefer to be on a bike.
As they go down towards Primrose Hill, and then the breaking point at York Corner. First in there, Davey Todd. They're in there hot. Oh, bike room. Oh, that is terrible. McLean came in too hot.
The Northwest really didn't get off to a great start. The first Supersport race getting cleaned out in a really big incident, you could say. I was quite lucky to get away with it. Fortunately, after that, I tried to ride and managed to grit through it, bear the pain and win a few more races at the Northwest.
The flag's out. Todd takes it with a fist in the air. Side by side then. Oh, great camera. Todd and Glenn Irwin, absolutely side by side.
In races like the ones me and Glenn had at the Northwest. The whole race is a plan. It's all planned out. It's a game of tactics. It's not just who's the fastest guy on that day, because there was really nothing between us on speed. You know, we were so close, and a couple of times I actually felt like I had the best of it.
Look at that, look at the speed that he has through there on the BMW. I don't know what he's got about that bike, but it gives him so much confidence.
Tell you what he's got, he's holding that throttle wide open, he's got bravery.
His racecraft and his plan obviously worked better than mine, and he was just able to get me in the right place at the right time, and I wasn't able to respond. And it's something I'm really gutted about this year, that I don't get to have those battles with Glenn again this year. But
here comes though Glenn Irwin, slipstream, side by side now, Ducati versus BMW.
Yeah, battled to the end within a couple of tenths of Glenn in every Superbike race. So yeah, it was what started off as a very big negative. It ended up on a very big positive, and on top of that, getting man of the meeting at the Northwest was something really cool as well.
Davey Todd takes the checkered flag. He is the Southern 100 champion.
Becoming Southern 100 champion was another awesome accolade, and what was a fantastic year. Yeah, imagine to come out on the top again for the second time in a row technically.
Here comes Todd. Oh, and he's broken his own lap record.
Amoy lets me live both the dreams, I guess, a little bit. I get to be a motocross rider and a huge bike rider, and hit them jumps out the back is just so much fun to me, and taking the lap record as well, which was a particular goal, but been a lot of speculation about other riders not been there and stuff like that. I just wanted to prove a point that I'm the fastest guy around there. Like the majority of the season, and especially on the roads, we were on the podium everywhere we went, and that was definitely the plan throughout the season, to be consistently strong, and I think that's part of what's brought me the King of the Roads title. To be King of the Roads, what could be better, really?
This year, Davey will be partnering with world's fastest road racer Pete Hickman at the all-new 810 racing team. We checked in with Hickey at his PHR Performance HQ to see how the new team is coming along.
There's a lot been going on in the last month and a half. All changed really from ourselves. No longer riding for the FHO racing team. Myself and Davey Todd have set up 810 Racing. Quite simply, our race numbers at the Isle of Man TT. Yeah, we decided to create our own team. We have the backing of BMW Motorrad from German side as well as the UK side. Here we are. We're only a few weeks away. We still don't have a bike running yet. It's been a bit dramatic one way or another, but we'll make it happen. We'll make it work. We literally are starting with zero. No toolboxes, no tools, no nothing. So yeah, it's been a massive effort. It's a new chapter, is the best way of describing it really. There was no bad blood, as much as people on social media like to try and make that a thing. It's not actually a thing at all. I still have a good relationship with Faye. We just needed to make a change, so we made a change. It was just what's best for us as riders and what we want to do, and also for the future as well, to make us and the team the best and strongest it can be, to give myself and Davey the best opportunity of trying to win everything, because that's the idea, isn't it? We're here to race, and we're here because we want to win, so it just made sense. There's not many top-line riders or teams that are owned by the riders, if any, actually. There's obviously a lot down in the privateer side, but who knows, maybe we're the first of many. Pioneers, maybe. We'll see how this year goes.
He's out. There's disappointment there for Peter Hickman, and this was his class, really.
2024 season for me really was a disappointing season. There was lots of stuff going on, most of which people don't know about and probably never will know about, and they don't need to know about. But at the end of the day, I just didn't have a great season, and we're changing that for this year.
But the checker flag is out. Well judged over Richard Cooper.
To win both races at the Northwest as a 6'2" guy on a little twin was Not what I was expecting, but the little Yamaha R7 Swan racing machine was working really, really good, particularly on the coast road. And I managed to just stay in touch for long enough to be able to mob Richard right at the last moment.
And
Here
Hickman
we
down
go.
the inside.
Is he going to go for it at Metropole? Yes, he is. So does he pull it to the apex? Yes, he does. It is Hickman out front on the final lap.
I get on again with Richard, great. Obviously Richard rode for me last year in the sport bike class in the British Championship and won the championship, so it was nice to put one over on a rider that I actually employ as well. We had a podium on the super sport bike, which was good at the time. Didn't quite go so well at the TT, but at the Northwest ran really well, and I actually ran my own Superstock bike as PHR last year because FHO didn't go to the Northwest. We had a podium in the Superstock race. Should have had a podium in the Superbike race, but I ran out of fuel. Unfortunately, my tank wasn't quite big enough, which was an oversight on my side.
Peter Hickman is out.
Down,
So the PHR Performance Superstocker, his own bike, is out of this race. Yeah, and a growl.
Good job we can't lip read.
Yeah, indeed.
The actual Northwest probably ran about as smooth as it ever has for me. I always have a problem at the Northwest one way or another, normally through no fault of my own. But we were in the mix on all the bikes, which was good. It was the TT that really didn't go to plan. But hey, I was probably due a bad year. And if a bad year is a win and I think 3 second places, and to be able to walk away after slipping off, I'll take that.
One of the other King of the Road events Hickey has competed at in the past is Imatra in Finland, where he last attended in 2023. Let's see what we can expect from this season by taking a look at some of the best moments from 2024.
The pace they're going at, McLean, right on Letty Ranter's back wheel. How close do you want your racing? My goodness me. Oh, and he is gaining. Michael Dunlop, he is certainly wanting to get involved. That four-way fight. And the King of Imatra is the guy that's leading this race at the moment, Erno Costamo. Checkered flag. Who can beat this man around this track? Nobody, it seems.
Now this next rider is one to keep an eye on this season. Although he's only been racing since 2021, Joe Yeardsley is already a Manx Grand Prix winner and is set to make his debut on the Irish scene this year. A chimney sweep by trade, we spent a day on the tools with him to see how he's feeling ahead of 2025.
In a very good place actually. It's great to be involved with Scott Racing Motorcycles. It's a dream opportunity to have them guys by my side. This year I've got a full squad of bikes for the first time. The Superstock bike's definitely going to be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to doing 10 race meetings and in all classes, as well as some classic stuff as well. For me, it's just always been about road racing. I don't know if it's an Isle of Man thing where you sit on the hedge and you watch it as a kid. My dad did the TT in the Manx Grand Prix and was a double Manx Grand Prix winner, and he's always tried to steer me away from it because of the dangers, and we even fell out when I started road racing for a bit. Luckily it's all sorted out now, but it's only because he didn't want me to get hurt or worse or whatever. But I've been to watch my first BSB last year and really enjoyed it, and I never missed one on the telly. I'm going to Walton Park in a couple of weeks. I enjoy it, but it's just not the same for me. I just like road racing, and I don't think that'll ever change.
Joe Yearsley still in 6th place, this battle for 3rd. Although time is running out for him, if he's going to snatch that, he's got to make his way past Rob Hodson and Dominic Herberson and Paul Jordan if he's to do so.
Preparation-wise, last year was disastrous, to be honest. We were at Scarborough and Saturday went well, and unfortunately on Sunday I had a real nasty crash at the top of the hill and broke my hand, so that was me out of bounds then till the TT. So over the whole season we only really did 3 big meetings, which was the TT, the Southern, and then the Manx Grand Prix, which unfortunately were plagued with bad weather as well, wasn't it? And after that I ended the season early to focus on my new business venture. So although we had some good results, it was a very short season, which is the opposite of what we got planned this year. So hopefully we can stay uninjured and have a busy year.
Hodson still holding off Herberson, Yearsley still there as well.
It's going to be massive learning curve again. It's doing all the meetings scheduled in Ireland. I think at the moment there's supposed to be 7, including the North and the South events, including the Northwest. So as I said, I've never done anything in Ireland, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. I've been lucky to do laps of all of them. I went over in October just to spend the weekend and watch the Sunflower event, and then we did laps of all the tracks. I think it was 5.5 hours in the car. We went and did all of them, even including the Ulster. They're just so hard to learn. Cookstown's not too bad, but the Tandriggy's like 5.5 miles of back lanes, if you want to call it, and everything looks very same, very much the same. So it's not something you're going to learn over a 2-day format, but it's never going to happen overnight. It's going to take years, and I don't have any pressure. I'm going to have the orange vest on again and just go and enjoy it and keep chipping away and yeah, see what happens.
On board with Joe Yeardsley going along Great Meadow.
Without having personal sponsors, it's quite simply the bike should stay in the garage. So the Queen's Hotel have always do a bit of a fundraiser for me and other local guys around the village, and I'm very, very blessed to have fantastic sponsors that each year we seem to attract a few more, but everyone that supported me at the start is still here with additional ones added in as well, and it's going to be a busy one for sure, alongside Scott Racing Motorcycles. And yeah, everything that's in front of me for this year is everything that I could have ever dreamed of, to be honest, so I feel very grateful to have it.
One of the races Joe will be competing at for the first time this year is the Northwest 200, following in the footsteps of countless legendary riders. To compete here takes countless hours of practice, but for many riders, the Northwest 200 offers one of the biggest thrills in road racing.
Bike room. Oh, that is terrible. McLean came in too hot. Oh, look at that. Oh, and he's made it through. And that is it. Checkered flag time. It is Glen Irwin again from Davey Todd.
A new group of riders with different backgrounds and experience hope to be selected for the 2025 event. Among this year's hopefuls are British Superbike riders, previous Manx Grand Prix winner Joe Yeardsley, and others who are just starting their road racing career. To guide them, there is no one who knows the circuit better than 11-time winner Glen Irwin.
A treble at British Superbike 6 days ago and a treble here is that's my greatest achievement in racing.
Alongside Steve Plater, Glen Irwin has been asked to share his knowledge and experience to this year's newcomers.
To be asked by Irwin and the Northwest 200 team to come along and assist the newcomers with experience, stuff I picked up over the years, keeping them safe. Yeah, just passing on my general experience. My love for the event, I think that seeps through every time we talk about the Northwest 200, and I can see that the lads are all very excited about making their debut here.
Now then, back with the two main protagonists. And look at this, side by side. One out gets the slipstream, the other one outbreaks him.
I think it's just so unique in the way the big straights and the slipstreams and all that sort of thing.
You can't compare it, any sort of short circuit, you can't compare it, everyone tells me, and I'm not trying to. But yeah, all my biggest kicks come from the big, fast corners, and obviously the roads, that's the bits I'm mainly looking forward to doing.
Lights out and away we go.
The mass start is also makes it a bit more exciting, doesn't it? TT are at the clock here, it's a mass start. Obviously it's one of the easier ones, I'd say, to learn the course where you're going, because it's got two big straights and it's a triangle, isn't it, you know, with the chicanes and stuff, but there's also a lot that can catch you out. I'm just going to do my homework and keep watching on board, put as much homework in as I can.
As a racer, I think you're a bit impatient, you just want to get riding really, so yeah, obviously take in all I can from them, and then yeah, try and put it into practice when we arrive.
It's actually a good corner and a good curve, just release the brake, run through, especially when you're learning, but be very careful at that negative camber, that is your enemy. It's just giving the guys an insight into all of the chicanes, all the blind spots, all the negative parts, as well as the positive.
It's good to have the guys here because those are the future of our sport at the end of the day. Those are the guys who are going to be standing on the podium in a few years' time. So we have a really good cross-section of guys from throughout the world itself. So we're really pleased to see those guys coming along in May and just enjoying the whole event.
And there's no better way to end an intense day of learning than a boat trip taking in the sights of the Causeway Coast.
I suppose anyone that does road racing is always looking at the Northwest 200. Just chase the dream. I mean, I'm not the youngest man here, but it's not going to stop me giving it a go.
It's really nice when people want to come and put all that effort in to visit Northern Ireland, to visit Northwest 200. Nice blend of people, and they're all great lads. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
A rider who is no stranger to champagne at the Northwest 200 is Honda Racing's Dean Harrison, with multiple podiums to his name on the North Coast. Originally from Yorkshire, but now living on the Isle of Man, we caught up with him in his new hometown of Laxey for a sit down by the sea.
Honestly, fantastic. Everything's really good at the minute. It's that time of the year where you sort of building, training. Tomorrow we head out to Spain for the first test of the season, which I'm chomping at the bit, really. I'm actually looking forward to it. We've got all 3 bikes down there, so we've got Super Sport, Super Stock, Super Bike, so plenty to do. It's going to keep me busy, and I'm looking forward to it. Result-wise, I think we had quite a reasonably good year, to be honest. There were a lot going on last year with the new bike, changing Super Sport, Super Bike. The North West last year wasn't perfect, but I think having one Super Stock bike there, I think we did a reasonably good job. I can't tell you how hard everybody worked to get together what they got together, but you know, this year now, obviously I've got a year under the belt, the bike's a year older, and we've had so much more planning time and things like that, and everything's sort of a lot more organised than it probably was last year, and plenty of podiums, plenty of seconds, but no, the win eludes us a little bit, so we'll definitely try and go about this year and make amends. I did the Southern last year on my own Superstock bikes, where I quite enjoyed it. We were like going back to a bit of grassroots, where we had a bit of a pop-up tent, put my bike in, rode around for the week, and I enjoyed it. So we were there or thereabouts, but it's all week. Just when you're running the job yourself on your own Superstock bike against 2 teams and 2 riders that are riding really well on the bikes that I weekend in, weekend out, it makes my life a little bit hard. This year, back there again, I've got a 600 though for this year as well. That's nearly ready to go, so hopefully we'll get out on that soon as well. Oliver's Mount was my first sort of drop into road racing. It was like where I sort of grew up as a kid. I used to go there with my dad when he raced the sidecar, and it was like, say, it was my first place I ever raced a road race. So, and it was local to me. We were only an hour and a half up the road, and we used to pack up, go there for a weekend, watch the bikes, have a few beers, and enjoy ourselves.
So Dean Harrison, another race win.
It's somewhere, to me, it's quite special, I'd say. So hopefully the plan is to try and get back there this year on the 600.
Dean Harrison, meanwhile, is all over the back of Brian McCormack, gets the power on out of the turn and powers up the hill, times it to perfection.
I've done Cookstown probably 2 or 3 times now, to be honest. Yeah, and I really enjoyed Cookstown. It was a fantastic little track. It's a great place to start the season. I think it's important for the little road races to keep going, because it sort of drags people off the sofa and gets them going to watching bikes. If they go watch that one bike race, they'll go watch another bike race. I think it just helps us all. Believe it or not, the only one I haven't in this time of year, track looks a real fun. It's almost like a little Ulster Grand Prix, almost to a certain point. And I think the track looks really fun, so I would like to go do, to be honest, and sort of pencil in at some point in my life. I did my, not last year, the year before, on the R6, and again, I really enjoyed myself there back in 2023. I rode there last, and it's a fantastic event, run by fantastic people, and it's great to see it going ahead.
So this is the moment Dean Harrison goes through with hardly any room to spare.
It's the enjoyment of riding your motorcycle. I think riding a bike around the TT, there's no place like it in the world. It's undescribable, like compared to any other place you can go ride a bike. The North West's fantastic, the Southern's fantastic, but the TT course itself, if you ever get the opportunity, just even drive around in the car, and it speaks for itself.
Dean seems like he's on great form, and somewhere he's seen a lot of success is Oliver's Mount, with 94 wins at the Scarborough circuit. A returning fixture to King of the Roads for 2025, but this year making its live debut on kingoftheroads.tv. With 15 wins in the last 4 years, Lancashire's Rob Hodson will certainly be one to watch. We met up with him at his HQ to see how he's preparing for the new season.
There's a lot going on, as there is with everyone behind the scenes, and got bike preparation, and everything's progressing nicely. And yeah, back with SMT racing for 2025, all the same bikes: Super Sport, the VRS R6, and the Pattern Super Twin, and Super Stock bike as well. So we're supplied a super bike from SMT for the Macau Grand Prix, which was good. So we're continuing with all 4 of those bikes, and yeah, looking forward to hopefully a successful year. 2024 was in a similar position, really. Of course, we didn't have the super bike, we just picked up the Pattern Super Twin. That's been a fantastic bike. We kicked off the season at Oliver's Mount at the Spring Cup with the Pattern Super Twin with a couple of wins. I think we had our win in a second there. So the feeling we got off the bike was mega, so we was able to race it competitively, and yeah, that set us up well. Before that I hadn't done a great deal at Oliver's Mount, but I'm quite happy with where we are at the minute, and there's room for further improvement on both the Super Twin and the Super Sport 600. So as a team we all enjoy going up there, and especially when the weather's right, you know, there's not many better places.
Rob Hodson's going to take the whole shot. It is indeed Rob Hodson who powers away.
The Southern 100 was challenging, like everywhere, like we've just discussed it. Everywhere we went, we've had wet tyres on, so we started the weekend race-wise, you know, was out on the Super Twin, and that was pouring with rain, so we managed a win in that, which was good to set the week off. We went quicker on the Super Sport 600 and the big bike as well, so I always enjoy the Southern 100. It's one of our favourite meetings of the year, as you know, as a team, and for me especially. So yeah, we look forward to getting back there in 2025. Another bit of a disaster of an event for the weather reasons and things like that. We was progressing nicely towards, you know, what hopefully could have been a good race result. So yeah, from qualifying, the race result was declared, and we had another 5th place finish at Macau. So yeah, definitely looking to improve on that and edge towards a podium position if we can. For things like the TT, it's definitely about the circuit, but other events like Oliver's Mount, the Southern 100 Armoy, that kind of thing, it's about enjoying it as well. We've done some British Championship meetings in the past, and you can go 3 full days without speaking to, you know, unless you make the effort, you'll not speak to another rider or another team or anything. It's just so secretive, and it's far too serious, if you like. We go to do as well as we can, have fun, and road racing as a whole, it just suits me better.
We're thrilled to have Oliver's Mount back on the King of the Road schedule, but it's not the only road race we'll be visiting in Great Britain this year. After its successful debut in 2024, the Aberdare Park Road Races in Wales makes a triumphant return for this season, much to the delight of Bellis Smith, who lives just 3 miles from the circuit.
I first came here, I think it was 1995, 1996. Just everyone in the valleys that's into bikes used to come over here, see all the greats riding around. At the time it was Robert Dunlop, Ian Lacher, Jason Griffiths, John Creeth, Alan Patterson. My hero in Merthyr was Colin Bevan. He won the Southern 100, he won the Dundrod, he won the Ulster Grand Prix. And yeah, he used to come over here and race, and we used to come over and be his little mascot, walking around with my overalls. I always wanted to road race bikes. My mother wouldn't let me go scrambling or motocrossing because she said it was too dangerous. She let me race motorbikes at obscenely fast speeds around Aberdare Park. I always wanted to do the Southern 100, I always wanted to do Aberdare, I always wanted to do the Ulster Grand Prix, the Northwest, because that's what Colin did. So I just wanted to emulate Colin. Like, we won many club championships coming up before we had our debut here at the park in 2002, and something just clicked with this place. Once you get that one adrenaline rush, you just want to keep chasing it. And luckily for me, I've been chasing it for over 25 years now.
And it is Dixon who leads. Bellis Smith slots into 2nd place.
We had a pretty successful season. First time working with the TH team, and I felt I took it pretty hard to Ryan Dixon on his triumph around here. You've got those boys all doing club championships or national championships, which is keeping them up to speed and sharp. I don't ride nearly enough as I should. So to keep them boys close and to beat a bunch of them, yeah, it was a real good year. Do you know what? I wish I'd gone to Armoy 10 years ago. That was one of the best times racing motorcycles in my whole career. It's just a home away from home being in Northern Ireland road racing. You know, they have so much passion and love for it. It's great. Like. Well, the first time I went to the Northwest, I did a lap and a half and ended up crashing a black hill and breaking my back. But people think that was it for the Northwest, but actually I came back in 2006 after having a year out and 4 rods and 8 screws put in my back. I had those taken out in 2005, came back in 2006, and I was on the cusp of top 10s every time we went out on the Super Sport bike. I did the Northwest up until 2010. I'd love to go back. Like, I still feel I've got unfinished business there, and I'm a lot older and wiser than the 17-year-old that crashed at a Black Hill in 2004. At Aberdare, I always like to try to do something for charity. We decided we're going to shave this mop of hair I've got because I look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. We're going to go to Armoy. After the racing's done, I'm going to allow the team carte blanche to shave half my head and then shave the other half in Aberdare. And we only wanted to raise £150. We raised over £500 in the Armoy paddock. And then when we came here, we raised another £700. I'm very thankful for the public's donation.
Well, after all that, I think it's time we took a coffee break. And who better than the king of the roast himself, Conor Cummins? When he's not racing superbikes, he's busy crafting the perfect blend at Conrad Coffee on the Isle of Man.
2024 was a complete write-off. After TT, I had nothing to go racing on, so I wasn't going to sit on the sidelines for the whole rest of the year. So thankfully, I spoke with BMW UK and Daz, and they basically put Daz and FHO and Faye. Faye was very kind to provide me with a bike to go to Armoy on, so be extremely grateful and forever grateful for that opportunity.
Good start from Conor Cummins. He's not been here for 11 years, remember?
After coming away from Armoy, that was when I really thought that the BM was definitely a bike for me to be on. A brand new bike, a different bike for me to go and race on, and changing scenery, new team. You know, John came to the table with a great offer, and here we are, round to go for 2025. I've known John for years. I've raced against John for years. He's always been a nice fella, a fierce rival on the track and the ice roads. The North West 200, that's where the pure road racing kicks off. I want to do really well at it. I think I need to be sharper going into it, whether that be on the bike or, I don't know, mentally, physically. I've just been working on everything that's in my control to be able to go that next step and win races. That's where I want to be, that's what we're all doing this for. So all you can do is give it your best shot on the day. So we'll see what happens. After TT, I'm interested in Tandragee, which is back on the calendar because I've only done it once. It's one of the most gnarliest tracks I've ever raced on. I'm keen to explore it further. We're definitely going to be at Armoy. I think one of the reasons why I'm so keen to go back and do Armoy is because it gave me a real reminder of how, say, the Ulster was, which I'm absolutely gutted is not on my calendar.
That's back to fourth. Conor Cummins through to third. We warned Davey Todd about Conor Cummins, and through he goes.
There's just something about the place that just really appeals to me, and I love the track. I love the racing's really tight. You know, off the line into that first chicane is quite tight. It's single file. Well, some people think otherwise.
Always a great meeting, the Cookstown 100, the traditional season opener here in Northern Ireland. We're on board with Conor Cummins. He's on row 2 of Group A. He qualified fourth quickest as away we go.
At the time, I was racing for McAdoo Kawasaki. The owners live on the track. So is it naturally you're going to get asked if you want to do it. And I wanted to do it, and I really enjoyed doing the race as well. It's a great event, and it's quite an iconic event. It's just this time round, we're just going to opt to not do it. It's been fairly full on the last couple of months, to be honest. Been training very hard, put loads of effort into my training this winter. In great shape, ready for 2025 road race season to get going. I've already been out testing on the Borers Engineer and RK Racing BMW. Everyone's round to go. I'm bored. I want to get going. There's only so much training you can do, and you can't beat the real thing.
For motorcycle road races, fitness is a big part of their routine. To learn more about how a road racer prepares for the new season, we spent a day in the gym with Mikey Evans, who's recently signed for Dafabet Racing.
Just been out to Spain. Weather wasn't exactly on our side, but I think a few people have had those problems. But yeah, apart from that, just building up and getting ready for the season. broke a bone in my back, which wasn't really ideal, but it's not slowed me down too much, just a minor blip. So yeah, cracking on as usual. I was like kind of second year running my own bike, my own Suzuki, and we learned a lot from 2023 and carried that forward into last year. It was a good step forward, a good stepping stone last year, and put me where I need to be really. We've got a new bike, so new bike, new team. We shared a garage with them in 2023 and then managed to end up riding for them this year, which is kind of, they've been around for a long time, so to be riding for a team of that kind of calibre and size is, I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I mean, I jumped on it last week for the first time, Honda Fireblade, and between my own bike there's a bit of a jump, there's a big jump between the years of it, so you can definitely see why it's the bike of choice between that and the BMW, the Hondas. It seems like a really easy bike to ride and really comfortable, just straight from the off really. The Northwest 200, that's going to be the first major meeting of the year. Then straight onto the TT. Then after that will be the Southern 100, Armoy, hopefully some BSBs after TT, and then Macau out in November. So yeah, it's going to be from now till kind of October, November. It's going to be a busy year. Yeah, Elite Fitness, I've been coming here for a while now. A lot of people use it, and they've kindly come on board and sponsored me for this season, and so I can spend a lot of time in here pre-season in the gym trying to get myself ready. So it's invaluable for me to be able to come here and use the equipment. Unfortunately, injuries are part of the sport, but if you're fitter, then you can kind of come back from a bit better. And also, I would hate to be in a position where someone's provided me with the opportunity to do well, and then me not to be able to fulfil that potential just because I'm tired or unfit. So it's something that I find really important, and I really enjoy trying to stay fit. I never put too much expectation on a season with road racing. There's ups and downs, and I think that, like I always kind of say, steps forward. Do you know what I mean? Small or large. I race to win every time, but I think you've got to take the steps to get there. You can't take too much of a jump, but as long as I take steps forward and improve my lap times and speed, and try and get a bit more experience on the new bike, then I'll be happy.
For road racers, nothing comes close to bike time, and pre-season, Spain is a hive of activity for those looking to blow the cobwebs off and get setups dialed in for the season ahead. We spent a day at the British Superbike test at Navarra with some of the King of the Roads contenders.
We're here at Navarra for the first official BSB test of the season, obviously with Honda Racing UK, and the sun is shining, which is nice. Riding in general, I think, if you're riding your bike, the bike's the bike, you ride the same bike and you ride very similar, so it's just getting used to being in a bit of the flow again. Yesterday we jumped on the Superbike, tried a few bits and pieces and worked away on that all day. Then today we jump on the Super Sport and we're doing the same again, just working through things, and it's been really good, to be fair. There's a few bumpy little places around here, so we've been testing a few shock settings for the bumps and things like that, and sort of just trying to mimic a bit of the road, sort of get ready for the Northwest of the TT coming up.
Happy because I see I progress. I see compared my last time more fast, so it's good, and we improve the bike, and team works very well. Help me for be good for the road, so very happy. For me, it's just to be comfy on the bike. BSB rider have incredible level, so it's good to ride with them and improve. And because in circuit you can push, and finally on the roads, if you have a good speed on the circuit, you can have a good speed on the road and ride maybe 90%.
I'll be riding Jackson's Honda for Northwest 200 and Isle of Man TT. So obviously they're Hondas, some specs will be the same. For example, suspension manufacturer and technical parts of the bike we share. So it's definitely going to, play into my hands for benefit to be riding all the same equipment. I've never really studied it or evaluated it to a high level. I think the course and what's needed is very different. The way you ride the bike is somewhat different, but I think in some ways your character is your character. How you ride a bike is almost how you're born. You can't control that. But certainly there's always opportunities to learn.
The winter's been okay for me. We've done a bit of training on my enduro bike and kept the weight the same as it always is, which isn't that light, but it works. Exciting to be still in the team, still in the Honda factory team. Everybody's bonding together. There's a few new members of staff, but we're all on the same page. The bike is probably better than me at the minute. I've just got to judge myself on what I'm in the team for, which is the Northwest 200, the TT. They're the priorities. But we'll be competitive, and Dean, my teammate, he's on fire, so yeah, we should be a strong team.
It's a bit of an unusual test for myself and Davey. We don't have our superbikes ready yet. We're here on our training bikes that we already own personally. So they're still BMWs, M1000 RRs. Not too much to do to them, put fuel in them, put tyres in them, but at least we're getting some laps. We've decided to go with K-Tech suspension for 2025. It's a big change for me. So far everything's been actually really positive, which is a nice relief for me because there's only certain things really that can make massive differences to bikes. Tyres are one thing and suspension's the next thing. Me and Davey co-owning the team as well as riding in the team, it's a very new thing. It's a little bit of a challenge to be honest at the minute, but we'll get there. You know, we're quite happy. We get on really well anyway, and yeah, I think we're both looking forward to having a really strong 2025.
Meant to be testing for the season, but we're sort of just practicing for the season. The collaboration with myself and Peter, I think, should be a good thing for both of us. We're already starting to work a lot together off track as well as on track. So hopefully at the end of the day it'll make us both stronger and faster. So that's the plan anyway.
Well, the next time you see us, we'll be in Northern Ireland for the opening race of the King of the Roads, the Cookstown 100. And don't forget, there's still a chance to purchase your King of the Roads live pass. Head to kingoftheroads.tv to get yours.